Morning, folks. The other day we had about 4 inches of snow, and then it melted, so we have a mess. So I can't do any tillage for a while. It slowed me down. I've got this old Ford F350 7.3 Powerstroke diesel that every time I drive it, it rattles so bad I can't stand it. So I'm going to replace the bushings today on the anti-sway bar. It's rattling back and forth, and hopefully we'll fix that problem. After I crawled under here, I've noticed a couple problems. Right here, we've got the rattle in the sway bar on both those bushings. I've got new bushings, and we'll put those in. But I noticed these old Powerstrokes, they're oil leakers. Anyway, when you have that, it looks like it's running out of the rear main seal, but actually what happens is there's an O-ring that goes bad on the high pressure oil pump 90% of the time, and then it runs back through the valley and down the back of the engine. We'll address that maybe a little later after we get this anti-sway bar fixed. So what I'll do is I'll just take off that bracket there and the bracket over on the other side, flip the new bushing in, and hopefully that'll fix my rattling problem. So while I was underneath, I noticed a oil leak that was pretty good. And usually on these old 7.3s, you can look in the valley and kind of determine where it's coming from. But if you look down, it's hard to get a shot of it. But down on this engine, kind of right down in here, there's some high pressure oil lines. And a lot of times I've had the leak, it's been on the back, there's a drain plug and you replace the O-ring, but this actually had one of the high pressure oil lines. It's actually that one right down. Let's see, right there where I'm touching the screwdriver. It was actually loose, and all I had to do is tighten it. I'm sure, I don't know if the O-ring's damaged or not, but it stopped the oil leak. So on our old 2000 Ford 7.3 liter Powerstroke diesel, on the high pressure oil pump, I noticed it was leaking out of one of the high pressure oil pump lines. I reached down, when I looked at it, I noticed that the line, or the fitting, seemed loose where it screws into the high pressure oil pump. And I couldn't get a real good shot of me tighten it. I tried, but I couldn't get in there. But anyway, I just took my 19mm crow's foot and I worked it over the line, tightened that fitting, and it seemed to fix the oil leak. I have had probably a couple times, there's a drain plug in the back of the high pressure oil pump. And for some reason, there's a little O-ring on that seems to go bad. And I thought it was going to be that. But upon further investigation, it was just that fitting on the high pressure oil line was loose. Anyway, we got that addressed. It was a pretty good drip, so I thought I'd better take care of that. Now we'll go back to putting new bushings on the anti-sway bar, and hopefully we'll take care of that rattle that's driving me crazy every time I drive this vehicle. Here we have the new bushings, and I think before I put them on the anti-sway bar, I'm going to get some anti-seize and put on the bolts so we can get them off better next time. The problem I always have with the anti-seize, if I put a little bit on, it seems like I wear it. I cannot keep it off me. But I think it's always a good idea to put a little anti-seize on just to make it easier to remove the next time. All right, we're back underneath the truck. These bushings are quite simple to put on. Just have a split in them. Make sure you put them on the right way. I might have to get a screwdriver on these new ones to get them over the bar. Nope. So much better than the old ones on the tightness. I'm used to driving rattly old equipment, but after a while, it drives me insane. When you get these bushings, they come in different sizes. This is an 1.5 inch shaft. So when you order them, make sure you measure your shaft first. I'll just set this up here, hopefully, and hold it up and get the bolt started. Feels like I'm cross-threading it for some reason. Oh, there we go. I can already tell just by how tight that is, it's going to be a lot better than what it was. I'll get these other two started. And then we'll go for a ride and see if we fixed our rattle. Anyway, once I get that just snug, then I'll tighten it up with the ratchet. I'm not gonna torque it or anything. I'll just get it nice and tight. This one didn't seem like it tightened good enough. We'll try it one more time. Okay. And I think we're done. We'll go for a ride. I think I have to replace this arm. It's a little noisy too, and I was gonna replace it. I just hadn't. I ordered them, they haven't come yet. We'll see if that cured our problem. All right, that was a good project for not being able to do any spring tillage. I thought I'd fix this old truck. We use it a little bit. You drive down a bumpy road and it sounds like the whole front end's gonna rattle apart. I think the sway bar links probably still need to be replaced. I ordered them, they didn't come yet. And when they get here, I'll put them on. But I'm pretty confident I fixed the oil leak. The problem, if that high pressure oil line leaks on either side, it makes the truck harder to start. You don't have your high pressure oil to your injectors. So if you do see a leak like that, it's best to resolve it. I think we've drove this for about a year like that with the leak. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a ride and we'll see if we fix the rattle. It was good that we got so much moisture. I hate to complain because we've been in a drought. I'm ready to start the spring tillage, but today was a good project. We've been putting this off for a while, working on this truck. We have a couple of these that are our runaround vehicles on the farm. This one has just under 300,000 miles, and I have another one that's over 400,000. They original miles, original engine. We just keep the oil changed, keep the fuel filters changed, and they seem to do okay. We've had minimal problems with these old 7.3s. Seems like our project for today was successful. We completed everything we wanted to do. I'm gonna have to, I think I have a few glow plugs out on this that I'll change. I think that's the worst project of all. I dislike that the most. Pulling the valve covers and replacing glow plugs. That's the only knock I have on these 7.3s. It seems like they don't last, the glow plugs don't last near long enough, and they're a pain in the butt to change. Anyway, thanks for watching.